I'm going to try to go for a little walk, but I think it's too dark. I got distracted and now I think it is a little dark. But I am going to sit you down for a second so I can put on my glove because it's cold out there too. And I'm a baby. I like to I like to cover up, okay? It's still just a little bit light, so maybe you'll be able to see me some. And this walk is going to be small, short, whatever, because I'm not walking that great right now. And maybe I'll go this way first. It's cold. And you know, I don't know if you guys think about that. You probably don't. I mean, some of you do. What I'm talking about is the fact that when it's cold and wet, our bodies ache. You know, if we've got injuries from before, and the older you get, the more injury possibilities there are. Anyway, the point is, it does bring in a lot of pain. And that's what this is it's not that cold, but it feels colder than it is. And there's moisture in the air, kind of like dew, you know, evening dew instead of morning dew. Anyway, I know my schedule's all out of whack, but I will be doing some more. Really? Okay, I'm walking past and these guys have these trees, okay? But then they've got this little dog with a Christmas hat on. Can you see the dog with the Christmas hat on at the end? Well, he was mostly laying down. He just gradually stood up and was looking at me. So I wonder if he's censored. Just kind of strange that he went from a laying down position. His head was laying down, not the rest of him, okay? Laying in the back and came up front and looked at me. I have the wrong shoes on for walking too. I've got my moccasins on. They're okay, and maybe they're good because they got these little, the sole on it has got a sole. It's not just the suede. And it's got these little nodules. I don't know what else to call it. Anyway, that go along the feet. So actually when you're walking in them, it might put on pressure points. I don't know. You know, there's all these places on your feet that go with the rest of your body. I knew a fellow once that gave me a book on reflexology, all to do with feet, massaging the feet for different parts of the body. And I don't know what they are, but one would be like the lower back or in the kidney area. You know, your toes and your different things on your sole of your foot. I'll have to get that book. That was a long time ago, a very long time ago. I'm not sure how old Jessie was. She was in either the 4th or 5th grade. Because I know what the house we lived in and the school she went to, but I don't know, you know, exactly. And now I've forgotten what I was talking about anyway. Go back and check it out. Anyway, so my body's like clenching up real tight because I'm cold. So I'm shivering down to my core, even though I shouldn't be. But part of it's probably holding my body together too while I'm walking. Because I guess my sciatica, whatever it is, has been bad. I mean, I still got a problem with it, but not near as bad. I just wish it would go away. So anyway, I'm walking here, and it's getting dark. Maybe I'll have a little bit of a walk anyway. I go walking, but it's not midnight. Oh, silly. Really. You know, in the old days, I was out at night. I was out late at night. But these days I think to myself, you know, I might like to be, actually I don't like to be after dark. I don't like to be out after dark too much. But midnight, yeah, I don't want to be out after midnight. Who are you guys barking at? They're barking at these vehicles driving down the road. That one almost looks like my truck. So Brooks White. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. La 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 la. Okay. You know that song I bellowed out the other day? Girl with no eyes, who can she be? Well, It's a Beautiful Day is probably the name of the album. Because I'm thinking, I haven't looked it up, okay? I didn't look it up. But seems like I saw the Moody Blues. So it might have been the Moody Blues, and the name of the album was It's a Beautiful Day. And the name of the song was A Girl with No Eyes. But I am gonna go and get the lyrics and write them down. And then I'm gonna sing it to myself several times, a million times. Doesn't everybody know love takes a lifetime? And then I don't know the rest. Da-dum, da-da-da-dum. I like the music in it too. It's a little bit different. Talks about the girl with no eyes. Who can she be? Girl with no eyes. She's looking at me. There's a girl in my room with her face on the wall, with no eyes. She's just a reflection of all that I'm trying to hide. Girl with no eyes, who can she be? Girl with no eyes, she's looking at me. There's a girl in my room with her face on the wall, with no eyes. I'll show you this house. I've showed it to you before, but it bears repeating because it is pretty. Okay, all lit up. I'll have to turn around like this. We'll start at this end, okay? Then you see the star. And you see the icicles all along the roof line. That's pretty cool. And then everything else in the yard is all lit up. I do think that sleigh is just a little bit small for that Santa. But that's okay. Anyway, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Kudos to the neighbors. Kudos. I wish we had some kind of semblance of lights up. But too much trouble. Too much trouble for me anyway, and Dad can't do it. We got Austin's tree up in the living room, and that looks really pretty. Yeah, this will probably be my last little stride since it's getting dark so fast. Do 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 do. Yeah, that was a long time ago, that album. Back when I was a teenager. So I should look it up and get all the songs that are on it and get that one song with the lyrics. But one of the other songs I thought somebody else did was Time. Time is too short for those who. Time is too slow for those who. I don't know all the words. I think it's by the same people. Maybe off the same album, I'm not sure. Because it did show up. Anyway, it did show up. There's other words, other song names, but I don't know them. You know, a lot of times you get turned on to music that's good. And like that might have been one that I wouldn't have heard on the radio station. You know, not the, whatever you'd call pop back then. Yeah, so I got a good little walk in. Not very much, 10 minutes so far. But I'm going to stop at the house because I don't want to do too much. I have not got myself back up to par at all. I'm hoping that the walking is going to help, okay? Hopefully this will all go away. If I just could get out of my bed without help, then I'd go back to my bedroom. But right now I'm in the room closest to the living room because there's a hospital bed in there and it's got side rails. So I can help myself up. So I'm back at home, going into the garage, holding my back together, complaining. That is a problem, complaining. Better not do that, huh? I do that. If I got a headache, boy, everybody's gonna know about it. But I don't necessarily just say it so everybody else can hear it. I say it because it hurts. When my head hurts, I say my head hurts. Right now my back hurts. So I try to not talk too much about that. I think I'll get a yogurt. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, he likes strawberry. Let's get him a strawberry. Put the blueberry back. Okay. Anyway, once I get that song in my head, maybe I'll try to sing it. Oh. I need to know the rest of the music, the words, so that I can figure out why it is I sang it. Because what it was it just came out of my head. And that usually means that whatever I've been thinking has drawn that up. Drawn up out of my mind, you know. It says, okay, let's pull that file out and let's go in there and let's grab this. And this is what you're saying right here. Because, yeah. Figure I've been listening to the radio forever, except for I haven't for a long time. So it would be the old music, you know. Oh. I want to get strong. I need to get strong. I need to do a lot of things. It's not time to lay down and die. It's time to get up and get going. Left my iPad in the house, so I don't have that extra screen, because I could look up the words to that. That's what I need to do. I need to look up the words and see if I can make a copy, a screenshot, and then I could put it on my community. But I know that I have liked it, and so I'm not sure if you guys get to see the songs that I've liked or not. But interesting, it probably is Moody Blues and not, well, who did I even think it was? It's a Beautiful Day. I thought that was the name of the group. But I've got a feeling it's the name of She Behind There, More Strength. Okay. You can just stand up. Okay. Okay, let's see. Well, I had my little walk, and that was probably enough, and it'll be 15 minutes here in another half a minute. I always get literal sometimes. A lot of times. You gotta be careful how you say things to me, because I'll take it literally. Okay. So now my nose wants to run just a little. And I'm sorry, I guess I do a lot of sniffing. I don't know why. just a habit of some sort. Not cool beans at all. Well, so I've had my walk, and I'm gonna have a hit. Those of you who are of a like mind, you know, you can do the same. I should probably turn this around the other way. There, look at that. Doesn't everybody know that love takes a lifetime? La 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 la. I can't do it. So, what should I talk about next? You know, those things that I've talked about so far really have just been random. And what I told you guys yesterday in that video was pretty deep stuff. Pretty deep stuff. Even for members of the church, okay? Because it's not something that everybody knows. When you're reading your scriptures, you don't know. You read in Revelation 2:17, and it talks about this little white stone, and it only talks about it for a second. A second. That's a very, I mean, it was a small verse. But it was talking about, and this is what I believe, because they were talking about whatever I showed you guys yesterday. It was talking about the Urim and Thummim, okay? The Urim and Thummim is 2 stones put in a breastplate, okay? But then it talked about another Urim and Thummim that was separate. It was separate from the 2 in the breastplate. It was 1 stone, yet it constituted seers and revelators. And Joseph Smith still had it after the other ones, the breastplate and the Urim and Thummim and all that stuff. I'm thinking all that stuff. Okay, maybe I should back up. I know that it said that the Urim and Thummim went back up to the angel Moroni. But I did read it say, and I know from my dream, and I know from what I read, that everybody who enters the celestial kingdom will receive their very own stone, Urim and Thummim. Like God lives on a sea of glass. He lives on a globe like sea of glass and fire. Okay, so I left that word out, the fire. So just picture a crystal ball, okay? Because that's what I've got in my head. It's a big crystal ball, but it's the size of his world. I got that light. This is too much. And I really already probably covered plenty. It's like redundancy when I do that. But pretty important stuff. So I'm going to repeat it again. This earth, in its sanctified form, will become like crystal. Well, that's when it becomes a celestial kingdom. Okay, this earth will become the celestial kingdom. And right now it is in its lowest degree. And the reason I keep saying that is because Joseph Smith said, if you could see how beautiful a place the bottom kingdom is, then people would be killing themselves to get there. Okay? That's just because he's trying to tell you that the bottom kingdom is gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, but try to compare it to the next kingdom up above it, and then the next kingdom up above it. The celestial kingdom is at the top. Celestial's at the bottom. Terrestrial, I might be saying it wrong, terrestrial, close enough anyway, world is even more beautiful than the celestial. Okay, celestial is the best. top of the top. And inside each of these kingdoms, there are 3 degrees of glory. Don't know if that's anything you can fathom. I don't know that I can either. But it would be like, classes of life maybe. But you can work your way up. You're not stuck at the bottom. When you go into the celestial kingdom, if you haven't made it to the top already, then you can work your way up to the top. Things take time. But it's pretty cool. Indeed. But you will get your own stone when you go into the celestial kingdom. And with that stone, you will know a lot of stuff. Like my dream, I knew everything. The minute that touched my skin, I knew everything. And I shot straight up out of bed. Just like, wow. And that's about all I can really say about that, I guess. I know there's more, but at the moment I ran out. But the point is, that dream let me know that we will have help. If we don't have everything we need, we will have some help. I'm trying to say that my question was, the reason I had that vision was my questions were, how could God create a world? How could he do everything that he is supposed to have done? How could he do it? And then the second part of that is, how can we do it? How are we going to be able to do that? So I got my answer in a dream. And it's not like I just saw the dream happening. I felt it, okay? I don't know how to explain it, but I knew everything. It was just like all this knowledge was flowing into my head, but it only lasted a second because I couldn't take it. So anyway, our white stone will become our world, and we will create our world with it, and we'll live on it, and we'll know about the worlds we created, because we're going to create worlds. First, we're going to create our own. Me and my mate will create our own world. And then we're going to produce a whole lot of kids for that world. I can't imagine. But anyway, that will be the beginnings of. So we'll have our world, and then those people, our children, will have to go and be on a world like this if they want to be like their mom and dad. I mean, it's a circle, the circle of life. You want to become like your father and mother in heaven? Well, you have to go through some stuff to get there. You just don't get there. And you don't obtain knowledge without going through experiences. Like the experience of my dream. I would have never, ever imagined that, and I would have not gotten that information, and it was an answer to my prayers. Because I really needed to know. And I was praying and praying and praying. It wasn't just like, oh, I want to know, and then I went and got on my knees and prayed, and the next thing you know, I had a dream. That's not how it worked. Okay. I wanted to know. I really, really, really wanted to know. And I was studying the scriptures all over the place. And I had read some things that make you ponder and make you wonder. And it was probably like, there are things in the Doctrine and Covenants, and then the Pearl of Great Price, and then the Book of Mormon, and the Old Testament and the New Testament. There is some good stuff in those books, guys. Just got to find it, or have someone show it to you. So that's what I tried to do in that video yesterday. I didn't mean to do that, it just happened. And that, okay, so we looked up some scriptures. I looked up some scriptures that talked about the Urim and Thummim, okay? But there were some more. There were more in that book, how it kept giving me references. Well, I only looked up 3. The 2 that they talked about, and then I knew about Luke. Luke 2, not Luke, I thought it was Luke. Revelation 2, verse 17. I was getting confused and thinking it was in Luke 2, but it's not. All right, so that's enough of that. I've got something in my eye now, and I know it was my finger. So what I'm going to do is probably go ahead and stop this video. And then maybe I'll do another one. Who knows? I haven't done so many in so long. If I keep thinking of things, then I'll keep doing them. And what I really need to do is go in there and sew my cozies. I started threading the machine. I haven't threaded the machine yet. So I have to thread it, make sure it works. I need to do some bobbins so I can just keep on going. Anyway, guys, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Hopefully when the new year comes, we will all have a brand new year and leave the strife of 2023 behind. And if there were great things in 2023, cherish them. Think about them. You might want to write them down. It really is a good idea to have a journal. I just wouldn't write in it all the time. And then it is true, sometimes you shouldn't really write about some things because somebody might see it someday. I wrote some things in a book that, that I could put in a novel. But it's not something I should have written about, probably. I don't know where that book is right now anyway. And nobody would know about that book. They wouldn't even open that book if they found it. It looks like a calendar book from another language. Maybe Italian again. I don't know. Italian seems to show up for me. But I'm definitely not Italian. I was born in North Carolina, New Bern, North Carolina. My parents got married when my mother was 16, my dad was 17. And I came along the next year before Dad's birthday had changed in, but Mother had changed, I think. I might be getting that a little confused. But anyway, they were young. That's the point. They were young, and I was their firstborn. And the firstborn is the one everybody learns on. I almost think that's the way it is all through life. But it's okay. It's okie dokie. So I'm going to say good night. I'll probably get back on here later if I find something else that I want to put on here. But in the meantime, and in between time, you guys have fun out there. Take care. Love your family. Love your siblings. Love your children, your parents. And your children, I know I said it already, but we'll put that on there again. Very important. Try to be happy. And if Christmas isn't going to bring you very much this year, just try to, think of your blessings and don't worry about it. Figure out if there's something you can do that someone else would like. Providing a service. Helping somebody out that needs some help. Doesn't always have to cost money, But there are so many things out there that could help somebody that we don't even know. And it is true. I heard somebody on TV talking earlier. They were talking about taking care of the homeless and what are some of the things they really need. And one top on the list is socks. Okay, I can understand that. I love socks. And I need socks. But just think about being out there in the cold. So a hat on their head that will help hold their heat in. Nice thick socks to put on their feet. You don't have to have brand new stuff to give people stuff. All these secondhand stores, and I don't know about the Salvation Army, but there's a lot of secondhand stores where people take their stuff and sell. And, sometimes you can also, on the Goodwill and all that, you can go and find good coats for cheap. Not always, but, geez, if you could find a coat for $5 or $10 that would keep somebody warm, wouldn't that be a wonderful blessing to them? Which would make it a wonderful blessing to you. Anyway, I love you guys. Want you to be happy. I want to quit hurting. That would be a lovely Christmas present for me. And I do feel a lot better than I did, so I have to be grateful for that. And then I just need to get back exercising. I need to exercise some. I need to get some And you'd look it up on YouTube and get some of those chair exercises. You know, just get a video that I can work with and do some light type things, you know, to get mobility going on. Because I have been still for a while. I was doing really good walking before surgery, and then it's been, what, a month and a week, something like that. I need to get back on the stick. So anyway, you guys take care. And if I don't see you again, you know, before the new year, before the end of the year, whatever, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And happy trails to you until we meet again.